Technical difficulties. Happy Sunday sermon, Bubba Fat here. In my Sunday best, minus my jacket because it hurts so much to wear it. The fatness just squeezes my lats, and my shoulders feel like they're about to break through the fabric of my beautiful Paul Stewart blazer. This is a Brioni shirt, 17.5, 44, whatever it is. It's a big shirt. It's tight as a rock on me. It's brutal. 6'6", trying to do the show. Forgot that I wasn't checking my mic before I started. I just feel tight. You want to feel cozy in your good clothes. They shouldn't be restrictive. Otherwise, you'll decide to look like a slob most of the day and wear T-shirts. And just be like, that's what I want to wear. Because you're not really getting the good stuff with the comfy, attractive, nice clothes. So part of looking good is not being a fat fuck. Which I am. And I'm dealing with an autoimmune disorder. And in case you don't know, because Kick doesn't keep the videos, it's like fall off unless you have like 5 million people, unless you're fucking clavicular. And you're just like mogging 24/7. So I'm just dealing with what testosterone. Should I be on testosterone? Should I just go high vitamin D? Will my kidneys fail from that? It's called the Coimbra protocol. That helps lower your TH1 to TH2. So TH1 is your immunity, kind of like a form of like kind of a disposition of inflammation, and like your body's on alert. TH2 is kind of like a more chill zone. It kind of shifts you to the chill zone, but you can die. Because no one's supposed to have 100,000 IUs of vitamin D every day. That's like what you get when you stare at the sun. So, that's the situation. Comfy clothes should feel like nice clothes. But when you're fat, you look fat regardless of what you're wearing. When fat people put on nice clothes, they still look fat. They don't look better. They look like they're liars. It's like, you think that we're going to believe that you're like a balanced person, a decent member of society because you're wearing a blazer? When you're that fat, the blazer doesn't even cover your ass. It's like covering your fat rolls in the sides. It just heaps up so much. It's just, you're such a chunky little one. You're a little chunk. And it just doesn't, you look ridiculous. And then you probably have those like ugly brown shoes, or you wear those like fake dress shoes with like that are sneakers but look like dress shoes. You're disgusting. And you're sweaty and you're like wheezing all the time. But I feel like that because it's so hard for me to lose weight, even with Retta. I just feel like, I don't know what it is. Is the autoimmune disorder make it harder for me to lose weight? Dude, I don't know. I don't feel my best today. I don't feel my best. I feel a little cloudy. I haven't taken any vitamin D, mainly because I haven't had the blood work, and I want to make sure that my parathyroid is adequately in the right area, and my calcium's not too high, so that I know I'm not killing myself. Because on days where I go like high, like 100,000 IUs of vitamin D, I wake up in the middle of the night like sweating, and I noticed that like my eyes look like I was smoking pot. I don't smoke pot, but they're bloodshot. And like they're very dry. I'm like, this isn't good, probably. Person who doesn't have a doctor. This is probably not good. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Also, doctors in general just think you're crazy when you're really sick and you have an autoimmune disorder. They're like, it's probably in your head because this isn't normal. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here. Do you think I want to be friends with you? Do you think I have some sort of like, I don't know, it's Munchausen's? I just want attention from some random balding doctor in a white coat at some fucking like university hospital that I'm like, I get off on your attention? Who are you? I don't give a fuck about your attention. It would make sense if you're a woman, but, why would I go to a female doctor? I'm not that retarded. So, we're in this situation together. Sunday sermon. We got to think about people we love, be grateful for what we have, try to rectify our mistakes. Serotonin syndrome, can't quite take that one back. Like herpes from Vegas, but we can make amends and learn from our mistakes and disclose to people. Like if my brain stops working and I feel retarded, sorry, I'm actually a very intelligent person, but I have neuroinflammation from long COVID / serotonin syndrome happening around the same time. Likely a combinatorial factor in why I can't remember my own name at the moment and how the room's spinning around. But how are you? How's the salad? They're usually like in their early 20s, so it doesn't really matter. They're just like, yeah, fine. I'm just looking at my TikToks and life's really good, and I'm like, that's wonderful. So how much is your rent? Okay, well let's do this. And that's it. Those are the dates. Kidding. Just for the show. My friend, my female companion in the other room, who's getting ready for a picnic, right? Yeah. God, I look so fat. It's brutal. If I just go hardcore, you know what I never did? I never did just testosterone. I never did it. Just like TRT without HCG. Like, I don't agree with everything that clavicular does. No one should. I don't even believe bone massing is accurate. But let's just say, especially after puberty, let's just say for the sake of argument, maybe there's something to people that simply can't tolerate HCG. HCG, human gonadotropin, tells your Leydig cells to keep producing testosterone, but it also aromatizes a lot. And when you aromatize a lot from your testicles, that estrogen can't be blocked by an AI. Now, I told you before, AIs can cause hair loss because it just crushes your ability to have a balance between testosterone, DHT, and estrogen. You want to have some estrogen. But when you take HCG, no AI blocks your Leydig cells. It blocks everywhere else. So that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. The other thing is, you don't necessarily want to not have your balls work because you want to have kids one day. Maybe. You want to have your neurosteroids backfilled, which you could just take, I guess, pregnenolone and DHEA, but some people say it's better to take all of them. The other factor is I think estrogen is very inflammatory in general, can cause the immune system to jump up. I've noticed during flares in recent months or so, I guess 2 months, that if I take an AI, I can quell a flare. That's amazing. But it's a very short window before the estrogen bounces back. So the question is, what do you do? Also, I want my hair. So the question is, what do you do? I don't know. I don't know that being off testosterone is the answer for me at this point in time. But the level that I'm on right now kind of sucks. And like just in terms of like physical look. Like I'm trying to lean down and it's just taking forever. Yesterday was not a lean down day. I had Chinese food, but that's okay. Not every day is supposed to be a diet day. I had General Tso's and grilled filet mignon with vegetables, and it was delicious. I'm very happy that I did it. And I'm going to hit some Retta after the pod today. I'm going to do my chest. And I'm going to try to, feel good. I'm going to down a ton of water because of all the vitamin D I've taken the last 2 days. I won't take vitamin D today. I'm going to hope that my friend lost my keys. This is my friend. I give her keys to my place. Oh, this is a friend of mine. Okay, this is a young girl who is a young girl, so she only thinks about herself. I have an autoimmune disorder. She comes to my place when she's waiting for her apartment to open up in Austin, Texas, and she leaves snot rags all over my place. I get really sick and have to go to the hospital. Then I give her a spare keys. She loses the keys. So every time she's here and leaves, I'm stuck in my apartment because I haven't, it's my fault. I need to go to Heckinger's or whatever, Home Depot, and get the clones made. But still. And then this psycho bitch, she needed money, so I gave her some tasks to do, like open a digital mailbox for me and kind of act as my secretary. It took her 2 months to do it. She fucked it up, and I had to do it myself. Third thing. Recently, she's supposed to send me a wire for money that she owes me. $30,000. She doesn't do it. She keeps saying she's going to do it. Then she says she goes to the bank and she's like, here, I'm going to do it today. She sends me a picture of a wire sent form, like the receipt from the email from Bank of America. That's Thursday of last week. On Friday, it's 11:30 a.m. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, that's weird. The money hasn't left my account. That gets fucked up. How do you fuck that up? You put in the wrong details? Normally, if you do that, the bank will move the money out and then it'll just go back to your account a few days later. I don't know what she's doing. I asked her, are you just fucking with me? And she's like, no. But I'm like, if I were to send money to a closed account or incorrect account, the money leaves my bank and then 3 to 5 days later, it's returned to me. So I don't know what the fuck she did. Unless she picked a separate date for the wire. But it says your wire request has been sent. Well, maybe that doesn't mean... Did it say the wire's been sent? Let's see. Let's look. I have the screenshot. Let's find this out. Let's see. We've sent your wire. Do you see that? Where the fuck is it? How did I lose weight before? It's insane. I gotta try on all my pants after this because it's like I know I was losing weight and I've been like really good at dieting, but I need to check my pants to determine my fat level because I just feel disgusting. I'm not happy with the way I am today. I'm also starving right now. I also feel like I had a tennis lesson the other day and I was like so bad I couldn't move my body because I was not eating enough, and yet I'm still fat. I think I'm in that weird spot where some of the fat's starting to go away, but it's the fat cells, the adipose cells, are being filled with water to replace the actual tissue fat, and that makes you look fatter in the short term, and then it releases. It's been a while since I've been on testosterone, ripped most of the time, that I forgot about this. Are you leaving? Have fun. Good luck. She's going on a picnic date with a friend. She's autistic, so I wish her well. Doggy-o! Little doggy. Hello. Hello. Oh, the doggy wants to come out. Hold on. Whoop. Hello. Go. So yeah, that's the situation, man. It's rough. It's rough out here. It's hard to be us, but we have to keep going. We have to keep our composure. We have to keep it together. We have to be part of the community. We have to look out for animals. We have to love our people. We have to accept that we're fat and that we're not where we want to be, but we're trying. We know we've look maxed in the past. We've mogged. Flared jaw, all this one amazing. We'll get back there, but you don't need to stay there. Up and down, ebb and flow, that's life. And then you die. You just die. So, you know. There you go. You're good. You're good. There you go. It's a cutie. She's trying to get a little spot on my she's on my lap right now. Adorable. So yeah, should we check Twitter? See what's going on? Is Noam Chomsky to be kicked out of NYU or MIT or wherever he is? Doubtful. You okay? You okay, little one? You okay? Come on. Hang in there. We've only done 15 minutes. We got to do some pod. We do. She doesn't know what's going on. She's such a cozy little one. So Noam Chomsky. She's like staring at me like at her alien eyes right now. You cozy little one? You a cozy girl? Hmm? You want to go down? So, yeah. I think it's hilarious that people are trying to distance themselves from Jeffrey Epstein. It's like these are statutory crimes. This whole like associate this pedophile thing, just by like nature of the namesake, is incorrect because they're post-pubescent girls. So what exactly is it? Just the taint of Epstein? I don't quite understand it. There's one idea that he's just a Jewish fixer who, like, you know, got people together and moved money around and I don't know, made connections. Then there's this like this light, like this girl's statutorily speaking underage. Now we need you to help us, like kind of like light blackmail. That's not really a thing where you have to worry about. Like the whole purpose of it again is to trick someone into thinking that it's safe to have sex with this girl that you have at your island that's actually underage. But you don't know that. If you knew that, that would be one thing. And people are like, how did you not know? They're young. I'm like, girls are retarded when they're 15. They're retarded when they're 25. There are supermodels that are 16 years old. They're 5'11" with C-cup breasts. Usually not that C-cups because the dresses, it fucks things. But maybe firm C-cups, not like the boom, 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 like, you know, National Geographic C-cups. And so you have these guys who are like attracted to these girls that don't even think there's anything going wrong because there's other guys there. They're all older. You know, it's not. It doesn't seem inappropriate. I mean, it's not like you could have a bunch of old pussy there. Maybe they have Ghislaine there too, because it kind of gives us this like safety net. Like there's this older woman who's around these younger girls. It has to be all good, you know. It's statutory. That's how you entrap men of power. Is that they don't know. It's like 17 versus 18. That give me a break. That's just like entrapment. That's some Mossad nonsense. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's all kind of like stupid. I would just be like, Epstein's awesome, and then like leave it like my publicist. Epstein's awesome, and I had a great time. That's what I would say. It was like it was a great time. I had an amazing time. It's unfortunate that he was like, you know, maybe committing espionage against the United States and manipulating people. But, you know, I knew him in his private life. He was awesome. We talked about like robots and making Westworld a real thing and having sex with like female robots and Ex Machina and what kind of sex robots we can make. And could we like make like a Scully robot like Gillian Anderson from X-Files, and we could have her have lesbian sex with like, I don't know, Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny sex robot. So we talked about stuff like that. Nothing really inappropriate. We weren't trying to be abusive or anything, you know. That's what I would do, you know. That's how my publicist would handle it. I'd double down as like, none of your business. Epstein's awesome. He left me $10 million. Go away. Do you have $10 million? Fuck off. That's what I would do. Not make apologies. Because most of these people were not in cahoots, you know? The whole purpose of the girls being statutorily speaking underage is to trick men. Not like, hey, she's 16. Isn't that hot? Oh, yeah, because it's illegal. It's so hot. That's not what he was doing. That's the whole fucking point. That's when you lose the potential to corrupt someone. And yet the internet is full of these like 30% of the U.S. population with an IQ under 85. Just think like, these are just a bunch of sickos trying to prey on innocent girls. Do you think men of power and substance give a fuck about pussy just for the sake of pussy? No. I mean, yes, sometimes, but not in the scale that they were doing it. This is an organizational thing to give leverage to, maybe CIA, maybe multiple governments, but it's very interesting. I still think it's the arc of like gay sex with Lex Wexner to then take over his private foundation as the like chief investor, embezzle money but not be charged. The accusation from Lex, and then teacher, Bear Stearns trader, whatever, like all these things, not very good at it, and then eventually, I don't know, hedge fund tycoon. It's very strange. The whole thing is just so strange. It's just like the jumps. He's like really good at making friends. If you had a very shy kid that was having a hard time at school, you'd want him to be friends with Jeffrey Epstein, because he would like, your kid would be rich overnight. He would connect your kid, all the cool kids in the sandbox, the ones that like get on top of the roof of that like top part of the playground thing and the jungle gym, and the teacher's like, get down from there. They're like, no, your kid would be part of that. That'd be so cool. Burn ants with all the cool kids. Like, that's what Jeffrey Epstein could offer your like neurodivergent loser kid. Connections and a future of like Power Wheels and, I don't know, like ice cream cakes instead of that shit that your mom makes for your birthday. And like, like a Christmas where the presents are out into the hallway from the living room. Like that's how much fucking game you've got. Your parents love you, so you're a bright little boy. The neighbors are giving more gifts to you. They like you more than they like their own kid. That's what Jeffrey Epstein could do to you. That's what Jeffrey Epstein can elevate your life. He's an awesome friend for a shy little introvert. Every parent would want their kid to be friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He would elevate their life. In a microcosm, this is a lot like why parents will pay Georgetown's tennis coach $100,000 to get them on the team through a scholarship. They want their kids to have a good life. They want them to have connections. They want them to have this sort of like, they want to be in the social circle, in the game. That's what they do. Why else would you do it? You think like I think it's funny when people in power your kid should just, college is overrated. Your kid should just be a plumber, learn a trade. Unless they go to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Georgetown, Cornell, Oxford, Cambridge, MIT. Yeah, sure. Right, of course. They should just make $500,000 a year and own their own electrical service, until, of course, robots take that job over. That is coming. Forgive my ADD brain, but the whole idea of trade jobs, the robots will be like, everyone have a robot. You don't need an electrical worker. Those businesses will go to shit. In fact, I don't even see paying a multiple for like an HVAC service at this point. There's no reason to. 10 years from now, robots will be doing HVAC work, and they won't be doing it from the office of or from the company itself, replacing the worker. A building will have their own robot that will do their HVAC for them. So you don't need them. So much for my family's business. Good riddance. So yeah, that's that. I think it's tough when you're in the intelligentsia, you're a tenured professor, you don't get rich, right? And you're like having to kind of like, I don't know, play games and be on these boards and speaking gigs and kind of agree with rich billionaires about like, oh, is that Bill Belichick's girlfriend? Oh, what? Bill Belichick's girlfriend, who's kind of like very mid-looking, is wearing the prostitution. She's wearing the massage parlor shirt of the thing where Robert Kraft was like in Florida getting like a rub and tug. She's like wearing their like employee shirts. That's hilarious. I wonder if Bill even knows what she's doing. God, that girl's game is so good. She's so mid though. She's just young. She looks so basic. She's really not like. There's nothing enthralling about her. Some men, there's people that just have no taste. Like they just don't know. Not that Bill Belichick should be picking his, choice of the litter. There's lots of guys that are richer than him, younger than him, but still, it's like it's just I don't know. At his age, without substances, you don't even need sex. Like Jack Nicholson says in Departed, like I don't even need it anymore, but I like it. It must be like that. You pop a pill to operate. You're a fucking like synthetic operator. Wait, let me take this. Let me pull this rope. Okay, my penis works. Now we can have sex. Is that the way it should be? Unless you're aroused, but it's not working, then I don't see the point. You know what I mean? There's like not a lot you can do. Play golf, coach ACC football second tier operation next to their basketball team, not be accepted in the first round of the Hall of Fame voting. They fuck off to everybody because of Spygate, which I think is just prudent. Filming another team's practice is just good coaching. Whatever it takes, right? What is that? You're supposed to be penalized from the Hall of Fame? Of course Bill Belichick should be in the Hall of Fame, regardless of whether Tom Brady is the real reason he's, famous or quote-unquote is pulling the top-tier ass he's pulling right now. It's Bill Parcells looks like he wore a diaper, everywhere. I'm sure he could pull top-tier ass. Probably doesn't have as much money as Bill Belichick, but Bill Parcells, definitely a great coach. And, I'm sure he did shady stuff. I'm sure Shula, all of them did. It's like he just got caught, Deflategate was also kind of retarded. I don't know. So Clavicular's in jail in Scottsdale. He will not be released today. Was he raped? Let's hope not. Sunday sermon. Let's hope not. I don't want that. No one wants that. Except for maybe the guy that did it. Just saying. You know what's interesting? The background of Nick Fuentes' show is like the backdrop, the set, which I guess is in his basement of his house, is like very unique. It's like, I want to say it's right, the time of day from the fake window in the background is right when the sun has set and the moon is coming up, this transitional period of the blue sky. It's very pretty. And then you have this sort of like, I don't know how you describe it, like weird shadows and lighting where it's like very, very like chill, like someone would play like Coco Cabana music or like smooth jazz. But you have Nick Fuentes talking about how the Jews control everything. And it's cozy. It's really cozy. What is this? Mario Nawfal, however you spell his name, he like has this redacted thing. This was in the Epstein files. The entire thing's redacted except for like this sliver of the screen. It's all black. This like sliver that looks like if you took an X-Acto knife and just went down like this, just one. And you just hear this metal clanging and maybe like a leg, and it's just like what is like? Who cares? Like what is this? Such nonsense. Some of the girls in the accusations are like lifetime liars that like have sued multiple men well after this for millions of dollars, like claiming abuse and sexual assault. They do it for a living. Tens of millions. Is it Virginia Guffrey, the other one? Like, that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is all kind of like a joke. This is all weird. It's a national security issue, of course, and nothing will come of this because there's stuff going on with people that are still in power that would make the United States look really bad. But the lack of acknowledgement. Is he a spy? Is he like, what is the deal? There's so much weird shit. I heard he won the lottery twice. I thought he won $85 million through his trust in Arizona or New Mexico, excuse me. Zorro Trust, named after his ranch there, where he did like science experiments on like eugenics, or at least research to that degree, and like how to like turn more kids trans or not, or I don't know, one of the two. I think he was, I don't know, but it's weird that you would buy a lottery ticket and then claim it as your business, and that you would win it twice. That's like a state-operated business, money laundering. Like, what are the odds that someone wins the lottery twice? What are the odds that it's Jeffrey Epstein? What are the odds that you have hundreds of millions of dollars and you win it again? I'm sorry. It's just weird. The weirdest thing about it, too, is like, can't the U.S. government launder money to you or the CIA through other means? It's almost like Jeffrey Epstein watched a Steve McQueen movie and said, oh, you know what would be really good? We need this $85 million to buy this guy off. Let's do it through the lottery system. And then the CIA is like, fine. Like, that's just like so on the nose. It's like, how is that the thing? That's just too obvious. It's so not obvious at the time, but like now after the fact, it's like, this is insane. It's just ridiculous. You have this like poor guy who's addicted to scratch offs, and then you have this like guy come in with his like private driver to buy the lottery ticket, bulletproof Escalade outside, Russian bodyguard, all these tats, you know, looking like fucking Viggo Mortensen and what the fuck's it called? Eastern Promises. Great movie. You should see that. And he's like, buy one ticket, please. $2, right? It's $2. Buys one for $2. Leaves. This like guy making $35,000 a year buys $20 worth of scratch offs and buys one like $25, $26 worth of Powerball, and he loses, and that money just goes to some sort of like Russian, I don't know, paramilitary corporation or something, or operation, I should say. That's ridiculous. Like, this is insane. This civilian operating this level is insane. That's the crazy thing about it. It's like he's a civilian and he's using the government, and they're laundering money to him through the lottery system, and he's friends with Bill Clinton and all these people, and like it's almost like this guy's doing things that are illegal and shady more than the president would. Like it's like this guy exists outside of time and space. And nothing's gonna happen because it's like, what exactly was illegal? Like, what really happened? Like, can we, you know, we have victims allegedly that are statutorily victims, like 17 versus 18, but we don't have and the 14. I know it's the 14, of course, the 14 oldest. You can bring it up all day long, but you don't have the assailant. You know, you could sue the trust. Let's see. Did Epstein's trust get sued? Let's find this out. There's the state. I think they did, and I think they settled. Let's see. Yeah. So the estate and the trust holding his assets were sued by the victims following his death, leading to a massive coordinated settlement process. The assets over $650 million, secretly known as the 1953 Trust. Over $121 million to 135 survivors. Huh. The state had $190 million in federal taxes. Interesting. Not very good tax planning, I think. $650, 20% in taxes, 30% in taxes. Weird. And you pay out this. This is crazy. This is crazy. But I think some people got a lot of money. I think some girl got 100 million. I think someone got 10 million. I don't think any of this money is real. Like, he didn't earn this trading. This is like weird, corrupt, Madoff, I'm about to die. Here you go. Have fun. It's crazy. And it shows you how like money isn't real. How this whole system of, I don't know, like the power is really the means. This normal person, like, it has all these friends in high places. It's moving things around, facilitating meetings. Like, his assets were people. The money was a means to an end. Like, getting the lottery to give him 85 million was to do something to acquire an asset, which was a person, to acquire a deal, to do something that required some shady laundering through the state lottery system. That's not about like, oh, we need money. This guy had tons of money and was still operating at a high level, making moves. You know, like, he also, I think, got off on like being friends with all these people. He really enjoyed just like the what is it? Dude, everyone wants to listen. I don't give a fuck about a larger audience. I don't give a fuck about anything. Fuck off. I just want to talk to nobody. I just want to like do my shit. Epstein is not. What Epstein represents is a multi-pronged agency endeavor to get compromat, I think, or to coerce people of power that came up synthetically or naturally, astroturfed or not, to kind of like follow in line. And they did this through like various organizations, scientific study panels, whatever, on like transgender stuff or eugenics to make black people smarter, whatever the fuck it was. And then when you're on that, or you're going to something in Africa like Chris Tucker did on the private plane, to some peacekeeping thing, you're in the circuit. And then there's a party that pops up. It's not in New York City. It happens to be on an island offshore. And then like it's like and you're around all these famous people. There's like no real background checks on who these people are. They're just really rich and they know people, and that's the credentialism. It's like, I know this person knows me, and that's it. And it's a beautiful world, and most of us are not in it. Maybe some of you are, but I definitely am not. But I'm trying to get in there. I'd love to never do a pod. Actually, I really like talking. I do enjoy it. But I don't know, if I could just be quiet and like have a naked bitch like Richard Branson, like just strapped to my back like some supermodel on my jet ski in the Caribbean, I would do that. I would do that in a second. And I think most people are really comfortable with just paying their taxes and shutting the fuck up and not really, wanting to do something. We all die in the end. It's like a question of like, when do you do it? Like, what's the really, I just want to be comfortable. What are you talking about? You're making sacrifices every day, and you're deluding yourself every day that like everything's fine. And like, you didn't quite get what you wanted. You're doing this and that. You're kind of making amends in your head. Like this, I'm doing the right thing. It's like, but do you really taking chances? Are you really going for it? Are you really going for it? I don't know that you are. We need to take more chances. We need to be willing. We need to commit multiple felonies. We need to steal from armored trucks. We need to get into police shootouts in LA in the street. We need to be Val Kilmer in Heat. That's what we need to think about. We need to set our sights higher than what we're doing. It's like, I'm going to wake up like Hub's life, that guy who just like shows mundane life and like taking his computer out of his little bag and opening it up in his cubicle, going home and taking his like depressed dog out, and then like cooking some sort of like slop microwave meal in his PJs. And he's like has asthma, and he constantly like does his and then smiles at the mirror like, you're great. It's just like, dude, I want you to murder the family next door, take their identity, and start applying for loans, and then move to Russia with that money and start making moves. That's what we need to do more of. We need to have more like Kuzungas, because that's what it's about. Like true grit. Like you're on a noose and there's a horse and and there's no one around, and if the horse moves any further and decides to go to the watering hole, you strangle to death. That's what life should be for you. It should be like that risk. But you're not going to do it. You're going to watch this, and then after this, you're going to watch Asmongold, and then you're going to talk about how clavicular is awesome, and your whole life will be lived through someone else. You're looking at your phone, but Clav is actually out there getting ass and making something happen. He's maxing, and he's not looking at his phone. He's actually living. That should make you think. Okay, time for church. Have a good day.